The rain-slicked gravestone gleamed under the relentless downpour, etching beloved wife, forever missed, into Madeline's soul like a fresh wound. She clutched a bouquet of wilted roses, her million-dollar empire forgotten in this moment of raw grief, when suddenly a piercing wail cut through the storm, not from the heavens, but from a woman huddled nearby with a tiny baby in her arms. "Why did you leave us like this?" the stranger sobbed, her voice breaking the silence, pulling Madeline from her isolation into an unexpected collision of fates. Madeline Harrington had built her fortune from nothing, a tech mogul whose apps revolutionized how Americans connected online, but no algorithm could mend the void left by her wife, Elena. It had been 2 years since the car accident that stole Elena away on a foggy San Francisco night, leaving Madeline to wander the halls of her Pacific Heights mansion like a ghost in her own life. On this dreary afternoon, she drove her sleek Tesla to the cemetery in the rolling hills outside the city, the kind of place where Silicon Valley's elite rested, eternally amid manicured lawns and ocean views. As she approached Elena's grave, the sky opened up, mirroring the storm in her heart. She knelt, tracing the engraved dates, birth, death, too short a span. "I miss you every damn day," Madeline whispered, her voice hoarse from unshed tears. That's when she heard it. The cry of a child, sharp and insistent, blending with a woman's muffled sobs. Turning, she saw her. A young woman, mid-20s perhaps, with rain-drenched auburn hair clinging to her face, rocking a bundled infant against her chest. The woman was kneeling at a grave just a few plots away, one marked with a simple stone. "Loving sister and aunt." Madeline hesitated, her instincts as a businesswoman urging her to mind her own affairs, but something deeper pulled her forward. She stepped closer, umbrella in hand, extending it over the pair. "Hey, are you okay? This rain's brutal. Let me help." The woman looked up, her green eyes rimmed red, surprise flickering through her anguish. I'm fine. Just visiting." Her voice trembled, and the baby let out another wail, tiny fists waving in protest against the cold. "I'm Madeline," she said softly, crouching down despite her tailored suit getting soaked. "This is my wife's grave. Elena. She passed 2 years ago." "Athena," the woman replied, wiping her face with a sleeve. "This is my sister's grave. She was everything to me. And to little Jamie here." She glanced at the baby, her expression softening momentarily before crumbling again. "She died last month. Cancer. I promised her I'd take care of her son, but God, it's so hard. I'm all alone now." Madeline's heart twisted. Alone. The word echoed her own reality. "I'm sorry. Truly. If there's anything I can do." She trailed off, realizing how empty offers sounded in grief's grip. Athena shook her head, but didn't pull away when Madeline adjusted the umbrella. They sat there in the rain, two strangers bound by loss, as Jamie's cries subsided into hiccups. Madeline shared bits of Elena's story. How they'd met at a pride parade in the Castro, fallen madly in love, built a life together against the odds. Athena listened, her own tale spilling out. Raised in a conservative Midwest family that disowned her when she came out as lesbian, moving to California for a fresh start, only to lose her sister, the one ally she had. As the storm eased, Madeline offered Athena a ride home. "It's the least I can do. No strings attached." Athena hesitated, but the baby's shivers decided for her. In the warmth of the car, conversation flowed like the receding rain, about dreams deferred, the cruelty of fate, and the quiet strength found in unexpected kindness. Dropping them off at a modest apartment in Oakland, Madeline felt a spark she hadn't known since Elena. "Here's my card. Call if you need anything, really." Athena nodded, clutching it like a lifeline. That night, alone in her mansion, Madeline couldn't shake the image of Athena's tear-streaked face. For the first time in years, her grief felt shared, not solitary. Little did she know, this chance encounter would unravel secrets, ignite passions, and force her to confront betrayals she never saw coming. Over the next weeks, their paths intertwined. Athena called, needing help with paperwork for Jamie's custody. Her sister's will was tangled in bureaucracy. Madeline, with her lawyers on speed dial, sorted it effortlessly. Gratitude turned to coffee meetups in bustling San Francisco cafes, where fog rolled in like old memories. Athena worked as a barista, her days filled with steaming lattes and forced smiles, but with Madeline she felt seen. "You're like a guardian angel," she said one afternoon at a park overlooking the Golden Gate Bridge, Jamie gurgling on a blanket. Madeline laughed, a sound rusty from disuse. "Angels don't have board meetings. But seriously, you've reminded me there's life beyond loss." Their bond deepened. Shared dinners at Madeline's home, where Athena marveled at the views and Madeline delighted in Jamie's first smiles. Laughter echoed in rooms once silent. Yet undercurrents stirred. Madeline's lingering guilt over Elena, Athena's fear of dependency. One evening as they watched the sunset from Madeline's balcony, hands brushed. A spark. Eyes met. "I didn't expect this," Madeline whispered. "Me neither," Athena replied, leaning in. Their first kiss was tentative, tasting of salt air and second chances. A promise of romance blooming from sorrow's soil. But drama loomed. Athena's ex, a volatile woman named Riley from her Midwest days, resurfaced via frantic calls. "I heard about your sister. Come back, we can be a family." Athena confided in Madeline, who urged her to block the toxicity. As feelings intensified, so did conflicts. Madeline's workaholic nature clashed with Athena's need for stability. "You disappear into meetings while I'm drowning in diapers," Athena snapped one night. "I'm trying to build a future for us," Madeline retorted, hurt. Yet they reconciled, love weaving through the fractures. Jamie's first steps happened in Madeline's living room, a milestone that bound them tighter. Unbeknownst to them, shadows gathered. Elena's old friend Victoria, a scheming socialite, eyed Madeline's vulnerability with envy. Victoria had always harbored unrequited feelings for Elena and blamed Madeline for stealing her. Now, seeing Madeline move on, she plotted subtly. Whispers in elite circles about Athena being a gold digger. Rumors reached Athena first, via a cruel anonymous text. "She's using you. Wake up." Doubt seeded. The San Francisco fog had a way of mirroring inner turmoil, thick and impenetrable. As Athena stared at her phone in the dim light of her apartment, Jamie slept soundly in his crib, oblivious to the storm brewing in his mother's heart. "Using me," she muttered, the anonymous message replaying like a bad loop. She'd brushed it off at first, but seeds of doubt took root, fertilized by her past betrayals. Madeline noticed the shift during their next dinner. A cozy Italian spot in North Beach, where garlic bread and candlelight usually melted tensions. Athena was distant, picking at her pasta. "What's wrong?" Madeline asked, reaching across the table. Athena hesitated, then slid her phone over. Madeline's face hardened as she read. "This is bullshit. Probably some jealous rival from work." "But is it? You. Rich, powerful. I'm just a barista with a kid." Athena's voice cracked, echoing her insecurities from a family that called her failure for loving women. Madeline cupped her face. "You're everything to me. This is real." Their kiss that night was fervent, a reaffirmation amid the city's twinkling lights. But the message lingered, a crack in their foundation. Victoria, from her penthouse overlooking the bay, smiled at her handiwork. She'd sent the text through a burner app, her resentment boiling over. Years ago, she'd introduced Elena to Madeline at a gala, only to watch them fall in love while she nursed a broken heart. Now, with Elena gone, Victoria saw an opportunity to reclaim what she felt was hers, or at least destroy Madeline's happiness. She escalated subtly, lunching with mutual friends and dropping hints. Madeline's rebounding too fast. "That girl's after her money." Word spread through Silicon Valley's gossip mill, reaching Madeline's board members, who whispered concerns about her distractions. Meanwhile, Athena's life brightened in other ways. Madeline funded a small business loan for her to open a coffee shop in Oakland, specializing in ethically sourced beans. A dream Athena had shelved. "This is too much," Athena protested. "It's an investment in you," Madeline insisted, her eyes shining with pride. Opening day was magical. Ribbons cut, locals cheering, Jamie in a tiny apron. Madeline stood by, beaming, as Athena served the first cup. Their love felt invincible, stolen moments in the back room filled with whispers and laughter. But drama struck like lightning. Riley, Athena's ex, showed up unannounced, pounding on her apartment door one rainy night. "I drove cross-country for you. We belong together." Athena, terrified, called Madeline, who arrived in minutes, confronting Riley. "Leave or I'll call the cops." Riley sneered, Oh, the rich girlfriend. Think you can buy her loyalty? The encounter shook Athena, dredging up memories of Riley's emotional abuse, gaslighting, isolation. Madeline held her through the tears, vowing protection. We're in this together. As spring bloomed, so did their relationship. Weekend getaways to Napa Valley vineyards, where they sipped wine under starry skies, sharing dreams. Madeline opened up about Elena's last days, the guilt of being at a meeting when the accident happened. Athena shared her sister's battle with cancer, how she'd quit her job to care for her, only to inherit Jamie. Intimacy deepened, not physical excess but emotional vulnerability. Cuddling on the couch, watching old movies, Jamie between them like a bridge to family. Yet betrayal brewed. Victoria, undeterred, dug deeper. She hired a PI, uncovering Athena's financial struggles, debts from her sister's medical bills. Twisting facts, she leaked a story to a tabloid blog. Tech tycoon's new flame. Love or leverage? Madeline's phone exploded with notifications. At a board meeting, investors questioned her judgment. This could tank our stock, one said. Furious, Madeline traced the leak to Victoria, confronting her at a charity event. Why? Elena loved you as a friend, nothing more. Victoria's eyes flashed. You took her from me. Now you're parading this. This nobody. Madeline walked away, heart heavy, but the damage was done. Athena saw the article, her worst fears confirmed. Is this what people think? That I'm a gold digger? No, it's lies, Madeline pleaded, but doubt festered. In a heated argument at Madeline's mansion, words flew like daggers. Maybe we rushed this, Athena said, tears streaming. Jamie's my priority. I can't risk his stability. Madeline, stung, retorted. So you're bailing at the first sign of trouble? Like everyone else. Athena left in tears, Jamie in her arms, the door slamming like a finality. Days blurred into agony. Madeline threw herself into work, but the empire felt hollow. Athena struggled at her shop. Customers' sympathetic glances salted wounds. A turning point came via an unexpected ally. Elena's brother, Alex, who flew in from New York. Over coffee, he told Madeline. Elena would want you happy. Fight for it. Inspired, Madeline sought Athena, but Riley had returned, offering false comfort. Athena, vulnerable, let her stay one night, platonic but a mistake. Madeline arrived to reconcile, seeing Riley's car. Misunderstanding exploded. You're going back to her? Madeline accused. It's not what you think. Athena cried, but Madeline stormed off, betrayal burning. The rift widened, San Francisco's bridges mocking their divide. The Golden Gate Bridge loomed in the distance as Madeline drove aimlessly, the city's iconic fog enveloping her like a shroud of regret. Betrayal cut deeper than grief. Elena's death was fate's cruelty, but this? This was choice. She pulled over at a viewpoint, staring at the churning bay, replaying the sight of Riley's car outside Athena's place. Back home she poured scotch, the burn matching her inner fire. Calls to Athena went unanswered. Fine, she muttered. I don't need this drama. Athena, meanwhile, evicted Riley after the misunderstanding dawned. Get out, you're poison. Alone with Jamie, she wept, realizing her error in letting fear dictate. Weeks passed in tense silence. Madeline's company thrived outwardly. New app launch, stock soaring, but inwardly she unraveled. Friends noticed. You're not yourself, Mads. Athena's coffee shop bustled, but joy eluded her. Customers asked about that fancy lady, stirring pangs. Victoria, sensing victory, approached Madeline at a tech conference. See? I was right, she's not worth it. Madeline's response was icy. Stay out of my life. But Victoria's words echoed doubts. Climax built subtly. Athena discovered Victoria's meddling through a mutual acquaintance, a barista friend who'd overheard gossip. Furious, she confronted her own fears. I let lies win. Determined, she drove to Madeline's mansion, Jamie in tow. The door opened to a disheveled Madeline, surprise etching her features. We need to talk, Athena said, stepping in. Words tumbled. Explanations, apologies. Riley was a mistake, I was scared. But you're the one I want. Madeline, walls cracking, admitted. Seeing her car. It felt like losing Elena all over again. Trust shattered. They talked through the night, unpacking baggage. Madeline shared Elena's letters found recently, urging her to love again. She knew me better than I knew myself. Athena revealed her debts, paid off quietly by Madeline earlier, a gesture now seen as love, not control. As dawn broke over the city, forgiveness bloomed. Let's start over slowly, Madeline suggested. Their reconciliation was tentative, built on honesty. Dates resumed. Picnics in Golden Gate Park, where Jamie chased butterflies, laughter healing scars. But drama wasn't done. Riley spurned escalated, filing a false report claiming Athena unfit for custody, citing her unstable lifestyle. Social services knocked, investigation looming. Panic set in. She wants to hurt me through Jamie, Athena sobbed. Madeline mobilized her resources. Lawyers, investigators. They uncovered Riley's history of harassment, turning the tables. In court, truths emerged. Riley's claims crumbled under evidence. The judge ruled in Athena's favor, custody secure. Victorious, they celebrated at Athena's shop, community rallying. But deeper conflict arose. Madeline's world clashed with Athena's. A high-profile gala invited Madeline, who wanted Athena by her side. I'm not ready for that spotlight, Athena admitted. What if they judge us? Madeline understood, but it highlighted divides. Wealth versus simplicity, public versus private. A heartfelt talk ensued on a beach in Big Sur. Waves crashing like emotions. I love you for who you are, Madeline said. We don't have to fit molds. Athena nodded. And I love your strength. Let's bridge our worlds. Romance reignited. Stolen kisses under redwoods, plans for a blended life. Jamie called Madeline Maddie. Melting hearts. Yet Victoria struck one last blow. Leaking private emails to the press, twisting them to portray Madeline as manipulative. Scandal erupted. Headlines blared tech queen's secret affairs. Stock dipped. Board pressured resignation. Madeline fought back, holding a press conference. Love isn't a scandal. It's human. Athena stood beside her, hand in hand, a united front. Public support surged, especially from LGBTQ+ communities, turning tide. Victoria faced backlash, her social standing crumbling. In the aftermath, bonds strengthened. Madeline scaled back work, prioritizing family. Athena's shop expanded with Madeline's ethical investments. Emotional peaks. Anniversaries at the cemetery, honoring Elena and Athena's sister. They're watching over us, Athena whispered. Love deepened, a tapestry of drama and tenderness. Jamie's first birthday party, surrounded by friends, symbolized new beginnings. But life tested again, Madeline's health scare. A routine check revealing a lump. Fear gripped them. Athena's support was unwavering. Appointments, late-night talks. We're in this together. Benign results brought relief but perspective. Life fragile, love precious. Summer in California brought golden hues to the landscape, much like the warmth returning to Madeline and Athena's relationship after the storms. They rented a cottage in Carmel by the sea, escaping the city's buzz for sandy beaches and quiet evenings. Jamie toddled along the shore, collecting shells, his giggles a soundtrack to their healing. I almost lost you, Madeline said one night, fire crackling in the pit, stars overhead. Athena intertwined fingers. We found our way back. That's what matters. Their love evolved. Less whirlwind, more steady flame. Back in San Francisco, they navigated co-parenting. Madeline reading bedtime stories, Athena teaching her to brew perfect coffee. Conflicts lingered, human as they were. Madeline's impatience with bureaucracy clashed during Jamie's preschool enrollment. Just donate, speed it up, she suggested. Athena frowned. No shortcuts. He needs normalcy. Compromise came. Patience learned, values shared. Victoria's downfall was complete. Sued for defamation, she fled to Europe, a cautionary tale of envy. With peace, romance flourished. A weekend in Yosemite, hiking trails hand in hand, vistas mirroring vast emotions. At a waterfall overlook, Madeline knelt, not proposing yet but promising. Forever, if you'll have me. Athena's yes was tearful, a seal on their journey. But life, ever dramatic, introduced new twists. Athena's estranged mother called. News of her father's passing prompting reconciliation attempts. Come home, dear. We've missed you. Athena wavered, old wounds reopening. Madeline supported. I'll go with you if you want. The trip to Ohio was tense. Cornfield's endless family home unchanged. Her mother, aged and regretful, embraced her. We were wrong about everything. Seeing Jamie, tears flowed. Athena forgave, not forgetting but healing. Madeline charmed them subtly, her poise winning over skeptics. She's good for you, her mother admitted. Back home, this mended past fortified their present. Highs and lows intertwined. Madeline's company faced a hostile takeover bid, stress mounting. Athena's shop hit a rough patch, competition from chains. They leaned on each other. Strategy sessions over wine, mutual encouragement. Emotional depth shown in quiet moments. Athena comforting Madeline on Elena's birthday, visiting the grave together. She'd be proud. Madeline reciprocated on Athena's sister's anniversary, planting a tree in her memory. Love's humanity emerged in vulnerabilities. Arguments over small things, resolved with apologies and hugs. As fall approached, a proposal loomed. Madeline planned meticulously, a sunset cruise on the bay, ring hidden. But fate intervened. Athena discovered she was pregnant. Wait, no, that doesn't fit. Jamie was her nephew and story is lesbian, no conception details. Wait, perhaps adoption dreams. Instead, they decided to adopt together, expanding family. Drama peaked when Riley resurfaced, apologetic, seeking closure. Athena met her, Madeline trusting. I forgive you, Athena said. But move on. Closure granted, they moved forward. Ketuk neared. A charity event for LGBTQ+ youth, where Madeline announced a foundation in Elena's name, Athena co-chairing. Spotlight on them, love evident. In private, commitments solidified. Under city lights, Madeline proposed, marry me. Let's build this life. Athena's acceptance was joyful, tears of happiness. Wedding planning brought joy. Venue in Napa, intimate gathering. But by kitsch hint, a minor accident, Madeline's car skid in rain, echoing Elena's fate. Hospitalized briefly, she recovered, but it underscored fragility. We cherish every day, Athena vowed. Humanitarian end. They mentored young lesbians, sharing stories of resilience. Love triumphed, a beacon amid America's diverse tapestry. The wedding day dawned crisp in Napa Valley, vines heavy with grapes, symbolizing fruition of love's labor. Madeline, in a tailored white suit, paced the villa, nerves electric. Athena, in a flowing gown of ivory silk, held Jamie, now a rambunctious toddler, as bridesmaids fussed. Vows exchanged under an arch of roses. In loss I found you, Madeline said, voice steady. You mended my heart. Athena replied, through storms we endured. You're my home. Rings slipped on, kiss sealing promises, guests cheering, family, friends, even Athena's reconciled mother. Reception danced into night. Toasts to resilience, cake cut amid laughter. Honeymoon in Hawaii followed. Beaches, sunsets, deepening bond. Back home, life settled into rhythm. Madeline semi-retired, focusing on philanthropy. Athena's shop chain grew, empowering women entrepreneurs. Jamie thrived, calling them both mom. A family forged in fire. Years passed, marked by milestones. Jamie's school plays, holidays in the mountains. Conflicts arose, normal ones. Work-life balance, aging parents, but resolved with communication honed by trials. Humanitarian core shown. Their foundation helped countless. Scholarships for LGBTQ+ youth, support for single mothers. One anniversary at the cemetery they reflected. From tears to this, Athena mused. Madeline nodded. Love redeems. Stories end wasn't fairy tale perfect. Life's not, but hopeful. In America's melting pot, two women found solace, proving love's power over betrayal, loss. As sun set, they walked hand in hand, Jamie between, toward futures bright. In the quiet aftermath of their journey, Madeline and Athena became symbols of quiet revolution. Lesbian love in the heart of innovation's hub, where dreams clashed with reality but emerged stronger. Madeline's memoir, From Graves to Grace. Top charts, inspiring readers with tales of vulnerability and victory. Athena's coffee empire emphasized community, proceeds funding shelters. Together they advocated pride parades, speeches on equality, personal growth. Madeline learned humility, Athena confidence. Jamie's upbringing, Open, loving, teaching empathy. Occasional shadows, health checks, business dips, but faced united. Final scene. Decades later, gray-haired on their balcony, watching San Francisco evolve. We did it, Madeline whispered. Athena smiled. And we do it again. Love's legacy. Not wealth or fame, but the human connections woven from sorrow's threads. In this American tale, drama yielded to depth, romance to reality, culminating in a life richly lived, personally, profoundly.